Falcon 9 rocket.
20 seconds. SpaceX report everything is go for launch with this mission. 15 seconds. And here we go. In 10, 9,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engine ignition and liftoff of the Falcon 9 rocket on the O3B Power Satellites 7 and 8 mission launch. The Falcon 9 has cleared the tower. Now a little more than a minute into flight, the Falcon 9 traveling faster than the speed of sound. Passing through max Q, the vehicle is now throttling up on its engines back to full power. Despite some trickiness with the weather, so far a good ascent of the Falcon 9 rocket on this flight. We're coming up on a few different events in fairly rapid succession here. We'll see at about T plus 2 minutes and 30 seconds first stage main engine cutoff. That'll be followed by stage separation, the ignition of the Merlin vacuum engine, and then the separation of the payload fairing halves at about T plus 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
coming up on Miko. Stage separation. And SES-1.
Stage separation confirmed. Evacuation.
All good calls, good views from the Falcon 9 onboard cameras. We're less than 30 seconds away from the deployment of the payload fairings.
Fairing separation confirmed.
There you saw views of the payload fairings being deployed. There you can see them just off of the edge of the nozzle there from this onboard camera view. You can see the In the big box, the remnants of the plume following launch drifting off
just to the left of the frame in the big box there against a lovely Florida sunset. Now 4 minutes, 42 seconds and counting into this mission. We're coming up on the first stage entry burn getting underway. That's coming up at T plus 6 minutes and 20 seconds. That'll be the ignition of 3 of the Merlin engines on the base of the Falcon 9 first stage. If you'll notice, just between the hypersonic grid fins on the Falcon booster there on the left-hand side of your screen, well, this is a view through the inner stage at the top of the booster. Once it goes back to the views looking back down towards Earth, those bursts that you'll see occasionally, those are the cold gas thrusters, which help adjust the attitude or the positioning of the Falcon 9 first stage booster. SpaceX going full screen there on the upper stage engine, the Merlin vacuum engine, continuing on with a good burn. SpaceX's John Insprucker noting that the camera views on board the Falcon 9's second stage will conclude following the landing of the booster on the drone ship. Just read the instructions, and so we'll likely get updates through social media about deployment.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
Stage 1 F.
Good call on the start of entry burn here. This burn lasting about 26 seconds in total. Coming up on entry burn shutdown.
Shutdown.
Good call from SpaceX. There are those thrusters I was talking about. A little more than 7 minutes into flight now. Unlike a Starlink launch in which we see the booster landing before the second stage engine cuts off, we're actually going to come up on SECO 1, or second stage engine cutoff, coming up in now 30 seconds. And then the landing burn will begin about 10 seconds after that. Coming up on SECO 1 here. Just about 10 seconds on the SpaceX feed.
Waiting for the call out for SECO.
Back shutdown.
We've got MVAC engine shutdown.
Nominal parking orbit. Stage 1 landing burn.
And both call-outs right on time. Guidance reports a nominal parking orbit for the second stage. The first stage has begun the landing burn. Headed to the drone ship on the power of the center engine E9.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy. Stage 1 landing confirmed.
All right, and we have touchdown of formerly new booster on the drone ship out in the Atlantic. So there you have it. That landing marks SpaceX's 385th recovery of an orbital class rocket. That includes first stage landings for both Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy. Meanwhile,
Seeing some good views from the upper stage, and as John Sparker was noting, on the other side of the Merlin vacuum engine, hopefully they toggle back to it before the views go away. Well, they're taking a look at the payload adapter here for the SES O3BM power satellites. But yeah, just over the horizon line, you can see the plume from the launch. So a really nice echo of a launch that just happened. And a nice little visual bookend for our day in launch today. Started with the launch from Vandenberg for the NRO. That gave us a little glimpse of orbital sunrise, and we end our day with an orbital sunset. Lovely, poetic way to end the day. SpaceX about to wrap up these onboard camera views and confirm deployment of the 2 spacecraft coming up nearly 2 hours post-launch on social media. So in just a moment, we're going to go ahead and pivot back to our views here at the pad. Just going to let these views linger as long as they lasted, and it wasn't very long. Back here at the pad, SpaceX will be bringing the Strong back into an upright position as part of its process for turning around the pad as quickly as it is able. The next milestones for this mission, of course, we're coming up on the ignition of the Merlin vacuum engine at T plus 27 minutes. There'll be a roughly 30-second burn. Then there will be one more upper stage burn at T plus 1 hour, 49 minutes, 35 seconds, lasting just about 30 seconds again. And that'll set up the first satellite to be deployed at T plus 1 hour, 53 minutes, and 5 seconds. The second just after the 2-hour mark. And again, SpaceX will confirm deployment, or its customer SES will, when that deployment happens and likely once is acquired from the spacecraft. Taking a look back here at our live chat, want to thank a few folks for your support as we were getting into the final minutes of the count. Channel member Jeff Groves marking 13 months with us as a channel member. Being so kind as to say, press that thumbs up icon, people, not the heart in chat. And yes, that'll help more folks find this on a live launch recap for those who were not able to be with us live as it happened. Monkey True Rob with a $5 super chat saying, love these launch liftoff afternoons here in O-Town. Perfect view on Lake Fairview. I'm assuming that's what the shorthand is for. Channel member Chuck Close with a very generous $25 super chat. Thank you, Chuck. Good to see you this afternoon. Appreciate that support at that level. And Tony Maloney with a £5 super chat. Very kind words saying your commentary and knowledge is superb, spaceflight now. Thank you. Extend the kudos out to the team here. SpaceX finding a way here at the end of the window, closing out its third and final Falcon 9 launch within 24 hours. Once again, just want to note, since we were right at the cusp of the Strongback retract when the news broke, but the FAA has given the green light and approved of SpaceX's flight profile for Flight 7 of its Starship rocket from down in southern Texas. This will be the first time that SpaceX has flown a Block 2 upgraded variant of its Starship upper stage. It has conducted a static fire test of both the Super Heavy booster as well as the ship upper stage in support of that mission. Once again, SpaceX has on the docket a plan to catch the Super Heavy booster by the launch tower, nicknamed Mechazilla, and will set the ship upper stage on a course for a controlled water landing in the Indian Ocean west of Australia. may have missed it as SpaceX was flying, but I don't believe that they have announced a launch date in the last 10 or 15 minutes. Does not appear so. But be watching for that to come likely in the very near future. Of course, Spaceflight Now will have robust coverage of Starship Flight 7 leading up to and during and after the mission, no matter how it plays out. With that, we're going to go ahead and close things out on what has been a very busy 24 hours for us here at Spaceflight Now. Want to thank all of those who